Well, CNBC is live at the Young President's organisation. It consists of 19,000 members, CEOs and presidents at the front line of the real economy. That in total generates $6 trillion in revenue annually, which is about 10% of global GDP. CNBC's Lisa Oak is at the YPO Summit in Singapore and joins us now. And what sort of age group are we talking about with the Young Presidents, Lisa?
Age group up to the age of 42, and that is the cutoff. Anything over 42, forget it, you can't get in. And entry into this organization, Oriel, it is by invitation only. Not surprisingly, you just mentioned 10% of global GDP is what the people in this room generate. And not surprisingly, we are getting tips and insights into different markets that are going to become important. We're hearing that China sort of losing its edge and other countries are up and rising. One of them, surprisingly, is Myanmar. It's been ruled by a harsh military regime for decades now, but things are changing. They introduced the civilian government last year, and slowly it looks like democracy is returning to Myanmar, and with it, investment, foreign investment, tourism, money is starting to pour into this country. To give us a perspective on what it's like to do business in Myanmar, we're joined now by two different businessmen. One of them is a local, Thadoe Hein. He is the group managing director for the Awba Group. They do agricultural products like fertilizer and seeds, and also Pascal Gerken joining us as well. He is the CEO of Gerken, and they do carbon and graphite. They produce it in Myanmar and they ship it around the world. Thank you so much for joining both of us today, gentlemen. Give us the view from the ground. I mean, most investors don't even think about Myanmar as a possible destination, but you both think it's a place where real opportunities exist in the future. You're up first.
Yes, our country has a lot of opportunities for the future for the businesses from all over the world. We have countless opportunities in Myanmar.
How far do you think the changes are going to go?
The changes are for real and is going very positive way.
Because this is very important for investors. They're nervous about a military regime. Do you think we're on the cusp of political change in Myanmar?
We're just by the precipice of the full changes. And I think people have to understand that the current government and President Thein are doing outstanding effort to change the environment so that we can really come and do business. It's really going to change now.
Okay, if I'm a business person, a lot of our audience are looking at this and saying, okay, I'll think about Myanmar. But then again, it's just been voted or ranked as the worst legal system in the world for doing business. Why would I want to go and set up my business in a country like that? Thadoe?
We have 60 million people over there. We have a lot of opportunities. So if investors, businesses can come into our country, it will create jobs and it will increase income for our people. That's good for 60 million people.
Yeah, it's great for Myanmar, but what about from the perspective of the foreign business owner? You're a foreign business owner. Tell us, is it safe to do business there?
Well, you know, you have to take those challenges and take them the lead. There's a lot of trust at the moment which is involved in order to do partnerships. The legal environment is changing, the laws are changing, the Burmese government is working on it. It is a difficult country to come and do business,
okay,
but that's what makes the difference.
We always hear there are different exchange rates in Myanmar. How big of a problem is this for business owners?
We don't have any problems with that. Although there are official exchange rate called 6 kyat, most of the businesses, I mean all of the businesses and even government departments are based on 800 to 850 kyat per dollars. And that is changing, you know. There's going to be the official rate soon.
So it's stabilizing.
Yeah.
You're seeing the same thing.
Correct.
Where are the opportunities in Myanmar? Which sectors?
There's so many, you know, you could talk education, we could talk health. I'm going to talk about tourism. I mean, just look at Myanmar, 340,000 visitors in 2011. The same size and the same potential of tourism than Thailand, who hosts over 15 million. I'm going to give you an example. 18 months ago, I had all the hotelier wanted us to stay for less than $100 a night in Yangon. Today, we fight to get a room for $200 a night. The tourism is booming, and there's a huge potential.
Where do you see the opportunities?
There are a lot of opportunities in infrastructure developments, port developments, road constructions, you know, residential properties, agriculture, consumer products.
How is infrastructure, by the way, from a business perspective? I mean, that's one of the challenges of doing business in India. The adequate infrastructure is just not there. Is it a similar problem in Myanmar?
Yes, it is. It is. We have limited port facilities. Roads are not that good. Transportation system, banking infrastructure, everything needs to be improved.
What's your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge at the moment is to convince, and we're flying with 100 YPOs tomorrow, is to share the passion that we have on Myanmar and tell the people that this country is different. The thing is, the only people that have a clear opinion on Myanmar are always the ones that have never been there. Once you get, and I invite you to come, you will realize the huge potential. That's the challenge. Change the mind of the people. That's what I want to do.
It is a challenge, this PR battle that you're fighting, because there is a certain perception of Myanmar out there in the world. Most investors don't even consider it a possible destination. What will be the signal that Myanmar sends that will start to alter that perception?
Well, the signal is the lift of the sanctions. This is going to really open totally the world to Myanmar, and we're so close to it, and we got to move. We got to recognize that this government is doing changes, and we got to support them.
So the US and EU, they're a couple of months away potentially from raising the sanctions. So is that the signal that you see?
Yes, we see it, and we wish that sanctions be lifted as soon as possible for the sake of 60 million people in Myanmar.
And of course there are elections coming up in April as well, and we will be closely watching that to see what developments on the Democratic front develop there. Thank you so much to both of you. We were just joined by Thadoe Hein from Awba Group and Pascal Gerken, the CEO of Gerken. And on that note, Oriel, I'm going to pass it back to you.